A second benefit of version control is that you can use it to juggle multiple versions of a project at the same time. Why would you want to do that? Here is a quick example. Imagine that you are developing a smartphone app called Marathon Trout. It's a running tracker for fish. You put this project on version control and commit new features. Each orange circle here is a commit. And every few days, maybe you release this app for free on some app store. Then at some point, you decide to have a second paid version of the app with premium features. So now you have two streams of development, a free version and a premium version. And they share most of their code, and they usually change together, except that sometimes they don't. So for example, these orange commits are the same in both streams. There are features or bug fixes that are common to both versions. But these green commits are premium features, and they're only in the premium version, not in the free version. Without version control, this is a complicated situation. I guess you could maintain two completely separate projects and copy-paste code from one to the other, but that's a lot of copy-pasting. It would be easy to make mistakes. Almost guaranteed, actually. But version control systems have a solution for this. It's called branching. Let's go back to the moment when you decided to have a premium version of the app. At this point, you have one stream of development. In Git, this main stream is called the master branch. That's the default name. What you can do is to branch out another stream from the master branch. There is a git branch command that does that. So if you create a second branch, let's say a branch called premium, and work on the two branches in parallel, after a while you have a situation like this. I'm visualizing the commits on the premium branch in green to make them easier to tell from the orange commits on the master branch. So now the master branch contains the free version of the app, and the premium branch contains the premium version. And you can switch from one branch to the other with git checkout, the same command that we use to move back and forth in history. You can also use it to move to a different branch, so that you can work on one or the other version of the app. So if you say git checkout premium, you move to the premium branch, and with git checkout master, you move to the master branch that contains the free version of the app. So this is how you maintain two streams of development, but that doesn't really solve the problem yet, right? Yes, now you have two branches, but how do you share code between them? For example, let's say that these commits in the free version of the app are bug fixes, and they also need to go into the premium version. How do you do that? What you can do is to use the counterpart to branching. That's called merging. You do it like this. You move to the premium branch, and then you say git merge master, and see what happens to the history. Now, the history of the premium branch includes everything, including all the green premium commits, and also the orange regular commits, while the history of the free app on the master branch includes the free commits, but not the premium commits. So that's what branching and merging looks like. Just a very quick introduction, because this feature deserves its own training. But even if that's all you know about branching and merging, if you think about it, you'll already realize one thing, that is, branching is easy, but merging can be hard. For example, what if when you merge these two branches, you find out that you have two commits in the two branches, say these two commits, that change the exact same line of code, but in different ways? Now you have a conflict. Two conflicting changes that need to be reconciled somehow. Git cannot do it on its own, only you can, because you understand what those changes mean. And in fact, as you learn how to use Git, you'll see that merge conflicts do happen frequently. But even then, it's way easier to solve those conflicts in a version control system than by just comparing two directories. It's actually one of the reasons to use version control, to make this kind of conflict a bit more manageable. So that was one example of why you might want to maintain multiple versions of the same project. But in practice, there are many other situations that call for that. You can probably think of a few from your own experience. There are always many opportunities to use branching and merging in a project. In fact, branching and merging aren't useful only to maintain multiple versions of a project. They actually enable what I think is the primary reason to use version control. Let's talk about that.